We got some Anthony Fantano standing energy going on here. You can get a nice shot of the gut. Okay. Last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, I brought up the idea of the local band syndrome, right? And bands who have the aesthetic of a local band, which is to say, not one. After that, I came up with the prototypical local band syndrome, and I was gonna actually mock up a Facebook page, but I'm not gonna put this much effort into it. The most effort you're getting from this video is the fact that I'm standing up and I have standing energy. But so you see a band play a bar, right? And no, not even, because I don't go outside. So you know a band plays bars, but you look them up on Facebook. You meet some dude who's like a burnout, and it's just like, oh yeah, man, I'm in a band. You're gonna hear this voice a lot, right? And there's oh yeah, it's yeah, the band is called To Quench a Shotgun's Lust, right? Because it's the shotgun longs to kill people, man. So it's a commentary on guns and murder, and you're ah yes, it's catchy, very good. And then the same sort of shit, you're okay, I'm gonna check these guys out on Facebook, and you go there and you've got like I said, they play thrashy ish, I don't know, man. Local bands all sound like they play one specific genre. It's they want to play death metal, but the drummer can't. So it's thrashy death metal, and then retroactively, that's what they decide to call themselves, right? So sure, it's thrashy death metal. And then you go to the page, and the logo is just a deathcore logo, right? It looks like fucking annotations of an autopsy, and it's okay. So immediately, logo doesn't match the sound. That's fine. And then you look at the Facebook banner, and it's just a purple Godzilla monster. And it's okay, does he have a shotgun? No, he doesn't have a shotgun. Is he quenching the shotgun's lust? No. Okay, so your imagery and your name have nothing to do with each other. Cool. Because, as I said in the other video, you have a friend who's a tattoo artist, and they just made this stupid purple Godzilla monster, and you're that's fucking sick, man. And it's okay, fine, sure, whatever. Oh, my audio is gonna fuck up. Just a sec. Check. Okay. Sure. So it's okay, great. What have you got? I'm not gonna go and leave my fucking house, so what do you have on offer for me? And they've got, how do I explain the graphic design? The graphic design, it's got the font that's all fragmented, and it's 2000s emo core, and it'd be some album name, or probably just an EP. It'd just be an EP that again has nothing to do with the name. It would just be Voices of the Abyss or something like that, or even worse if it's just Zombiegeddon. That's what, yeah, Zombiegeddon by To Quench a Shotgun's I literally wrote down the name. To Quell a Shotgun's Lust, right? Zombiegeddon. And it's okay, so are the shotguns shooting the zombies? I don't know. Let's see what track 1 is. And then track 1 is just called Magnum Opus. It's oh, okay, that's a vibe. And it's just yeah, that's our lead guitarist. He doesn't normally write stuff, but it's got more of a neoclassical influence, and it's just, of course, the guy's just jerking off all over just that track. It's oh, okay, and that's your album opener. Yeah, well, I mean, because they don't think about album flow, because they don't fucking care, right? We went to a recording studio, and they're just recorded in alphabetical order because the files just came up and the sound engineer just pulled them in, and that's your track list. And it's okay, fucking great. What are we at? This was not meant to be a video. I'm testing the standing energy. But yeah, I could go on it. It's all in here. I should have made mock-ups, but I don't care that much. Yeah, that's all. That's my self-described local band syndrome. right? And like it's the same sort of shit. Like the merch is just whatever. It's just like guns and skull. No, it wouldn't be guns. In this specific instance, it wouldn't be any other band. It would be guns and skulls. But with this, no, it wouldn't be because their name has guns in it, and that would be too smart. But you also find it's just like, oh, cool logo. Can I get a T-shirt? And then the T-shirt just has like a worse logo. It's like, oh, well, where did that logo come from? Oh yeah, that's just the shirt designer made that. It's like, but that's a different ass logo. Like what? Okay. The lens on this camera is so wide. I've got the thing. I got a Voice Side logo there for the first part of the video because I was like kind of low key doxing where I work because yes, I do this at work. Hope nobody finds it. Here's the thing. Here's a thing. You might say, hey, maybe they don't know about cohesive aesthetic. They're just out here having fun. Maybe they're not like you. They don't know how to do the graphic design and put the same logo on the shirt that's also on the album. Maybe they don't know that ugly fonts are ugly, right? And it's like, fine, but I know this stuff and I'm not even that good of a musician. You would like if you can look at bands that you like and be like, I'm going to rip off those guitar riffs. I don't get why you also can't look at how the album is structured or how the look of the band ties in with everything and also rip that off. In fact, that's easier because it's visual. I feel like it's harder to listen to someone play guitar at like stupid fast speed and then just rip it off. You know? It's like I'm not throwing shade and I'm not like there's nobody in mind in particular. It's just as I've talked about, I do not like live shows. And I'm in music. I've said this. I'm not even a good musician. I'm good at project management. Like if you saw the last video that I just posted about the orchestral arrangement thing, I'm like that, but with everything, right? I have 10 projects on the go all at once and it's all just in my brain. I'm not that good at actually playing instruments. I'm good at project management. That's like what it comes down to. So I'm just poking fun because I really like that whole aspect of music. The fact you can tie everything together. The fact that the Design Abstract logo looks how it does and the music sounds how it does, that's an intentional decision, right? It's not just random. And same with all of the projects I do. Same with the Ethereal Void, and same with Project Technophage. It looks like throwaway, but it's all planned like that, and especially Voice Side. I'm like super picky and meticulous about that. I'll like scrap whole songs if they don't just fit the vibe. You know, that's my point of this. You know, it's I'm not just being a dick. I am just being a dick, but I'm not being a dick about anyone in particular. Like, I'm not ripping on people because they... I am ripping on people because if you can play music, you should at least understand how it looks to the outside person, you know, to the person listening to your music. You should be aware of how it looks from the outside. That's my point. You're missing a lot of shit otherwise. Yeah.